I know I said I wouldn't do intros, but listen, we got 10,000 subscribers! We had about 2,000 subscribers at the beginning of the year. We're a little over halfway done with it and we hit our mark. Just putting a goal out there into the universe that I wanted to hit 10,000 subscribers was a very large, anxiety-driven leap for me. I didn't want to say it because I don't like failing. Anyways, we made it because of you guys. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. You're awesome. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make mallets. Not just any mallets. I'm going to be showing you how to make a basic mallet, an intermediate mallet, and an advanced mallet. So most likely, if you're watching this video, you're going to be able to make one of these three. Stay tuned to the end of this video to find out how you can win a mallet made by me. So I've got some walnut, maple, walnut, oak, another piece of walnut back there. As long as you've got hard wood, especially wood that's nice and it's got some pretty good grain like that, you can make a really decent mallet that you can sell and make some money off of. For our basic mallet, we're going to use this oak, both of these pieces of oak, and we're going to make something that anybody can make. So all three of these mallets are going to have similar construction steps, but be totally different when they're done. Now look at that. That is, I mean, that's already a hammer. I could hit something with it and it would work. Everything is won by material on this specific mallet. So I'm going to come in, set that in there, set that in there, glue it all up, and then once it's glued, come in, cut the excess off, make it nice and beautiful. My plan for the final dimensions of this mallet are going to be 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. So you got to make sure to leave a little bit of extra so you can cut it off and make everything look nice and crispy. Well, we are glued up, and no, this is no beautiful Thor's hammer, but this is a mallet that will work, that anybody can make on the entire planet. If you have a cutting tool and a couple of clamps, you can make this mallet. That is the whole point of this beginner mallet. The handle for this basic mallet is 12 inches long and 1.5 inches wide. And like I said before, each individual piece is just a 1x. All right, so she's sanded, she's beautiful, but as you can see, she's not spectacular. So let's change that. How are we gonna do that? Black, obviously. Any chance I get, I like to use this Rubio Monocoat to black out my pieces, especially in this case if they're oak, because I'm not a huge fan of oak. As of right now, this mallet is finished, but it's a little bland, so I may come back with some paracord for the handle just to spice it up a little bit if I'm going to keep it in the shop. Alright, moving on to mallet number 2, which is the intermediate mallet. We're going to add some variety to our wood species, and we're going to up our joinery game. Alright, so for this second mallet, we're going to have a similar setup as last time. A 4-piece setup here, and we're going to have a through tin in here. Except we're not going to glue everything up all at once. We're going to glue the 4 pieces together, leave this out. I've cut slots in the handle. We'll fit the handle in, and whenever we're done, we'll put wedges in here so that it's a nice tight fit. So for this mallet, all of our focus is going to be on the handle and the joinery of the handle. All of the dimensions for this mallet are going to be the same as the last one, except we're going to do a 5-degree taper on the mallet head. So whenever you go to clean it up, you're going to change your miter saw cut to have a 5-degree cut angle. That way as you swing, you can hit flush and flat on anything that you're swinging at. I know I said we're going to focus on the handle, but give me a second. We got to make the mallet head look nice. I'm using a chamfer bit on my router, and I'm running it over every corner so that the profile of this mallet is just a notch above the last one. Nicest ice cream sandwich I've ever seen. Alright, now, so instead of just sanding over your handle and making it fit the palm of your hand nicely, we're going to take a router with the round over bit and route all 4 edges where your hand is going to line up. After that, it's time to fit the head and the handle together, so be very generous with your glue. We want these things never coming apart. Fit the handle into the head, turn it over, and time to smack some wedges into the top of the grooves that you made in your handle. That is wedged in there tight. I purposely added a 1/2 inch to the length of this handle so that it would protrude from the top of the mallet head. I really like this look. I'm going to cut down these wedges, give it a nice chamfered profile on top, and it'll be a nice protruding tenon that you can look at and say, man, I really am a fine craftsman. After you've sanded everything very thoroughly, it's just time to oil, and this is just the money shot, so just sit back, relax, and watch. I'm really happy with this mallet, and if I desperately needed to go into business making mallets for the rest of my life, this is probably the exact template I would use. I could sell this for $40 to $50, make a ton of them out of all the scraps I have in my shop, and it's a super simple, super approachable design, but it looks next level. If you thought this mallet was great, wait till you see mallet number 3. Mallet number 3 is going to have a contoured handle that fits in your hand. It is a beautiful handle modeled after a hatchet handle that I really like. This mallet is going to require quite a few more skills and a few more tools. So if you don't have those things, just move on to the next video. No big deal. That's why I made 3 different mallets. All right, so same process as before, starting over. We've got our 4 pieces that will make up the head. Obviously, we have a different handle, a more beautiful, refined handle. Let's work on this head and see why this is going to be a different mallet than before. Alright, so this bottom piece is glued up. I need to fill these up with metal. Some metal somewhere that I have that's just sitting around, collecting dust, not being used. Yes, I'm going to throw these bearings in there. I can fit 4 perfectly in without any issues. I'm going to fill it with glue so that they don't wiggle around in here, because that's like worst case scenario. And that'll add a lot of extra weight so that you get a good, nice smack out of this bad boy. These bearings are not my first choice. Actual loose ball bearings would have been my first choice to fit the cavity, but this is all I had at the moment, so this is what I was going with. It has been 24 hours. I wanted to let this bad boy sit for a little while because I put a lot of glue in there. Now we're going to clean it up and fit it to the handle. I wanted this mallet to be all walnut just so that I could flex and make the most beautiful mallet in the world, but at the last second I decided, you know what? I'm going to add a little maple. How am I going to do that? Mitered splines. This touch is going to be the absolute cherry on top of this mallet, and the look that I'm going to give it is going to be so much better than it would have been without it. After cutting off all these splines, sanding the surfaces, I take it to the router where I give it a round over instead of a chamfer because I want it to be a little bit different than my last mallet. And then it's time to fit the head to the handle. This process is similar to the last mallet, but since it is a nicer mallet, you may need supervision. So if you've got one, bring in a 3-year-old to help you make sure that all the final touches are done and perfect exactly how they should be.
Why are we not building?
We're building a hammer. Is that silly?
Yeah.
Why is that silly?
Because it is.
Because it is. Now that is a mallet that would make Thor jealous. Sometimes I think woodworkers are cheaters because we make things that look so nice, but really, it's just the wood. Like, look at the grain of this wood. I'm taking credit because it's so beautiful, but it's just the wood. The wood gets the credit. I'm going to be giving away these mallets in the upcoming weeks to say thank you for reaching 10,000 subscribers. Along with the mallets, I'm going to be working with some tool companies to give away a lot of cool prizes. So the way that you can make sure that you are in the running for these prizes is to subscribe to this channel and turn on your notifications so you won't miss any time we post a video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.